day, nobody remembered what victory was supposed to look like. The dead outnumbered the living, the wounded beg for death. Rivers had changed color, melted blood, and still the war raged. Highlanders had fought until their hands bled beneath the gauntlets. The Magi had shattered reality with your grand works. Demons had buried their own beneath mountains of corpses rather than abandon them. Vampires had waited.
They always waited
For night. As the last light disappeared beyond the horizon, many believed the battle would finally slow.
instead.
The moon rose, and with it rose the wrath of the last true vampires. Ancient archons emerged from the shadows. Masters of blood, lords of brood, creatures old enough to remember forgotten kingdoms and dead gods.
Behind them came endless spawn.
A sea of pale faces and crimson eyes, and somewhere amidst the darkness, free minds orchestrated the impossible. Jasper, Sirius, Neo.
Their cunning transformed night itself into a weapon. What history would call the midnight ambush had begun. No horn sounded, no banners announced the attack. Entire camps vanished, scouts disappeared without screams.
Generals awoke to find their guards already dead. The wounded who moments before had prayed for dawn became the first feast.
Shadows moved where shadows should not move.
Every pool of blood became a doorway. Every corpse became a source of power. The battlefield erupted into madness. Soldiers struck allies. War cries became screams.
Nobody knew where the enemy was, because the enemy was everywhere.
The vampire archons unleashed powers that mortal minds could scarcely understand. Blood rose from the earth itself. Thousands of corpses stood once more. Moonlight became a blaze. Storms of crimson mist devoured entire companies, and above it all echoed laughter. Terrible, hungry. Hero and saber led the feeding frenzy.
And history would never forget what they did. When morning came, witnesses would speak in whispers of two figures swimming through the river of blood. Not crossing, swimming, such had been the slaughter. Bodies floated beside them, armor drifted downstream. The blood of demons, highlanders, magi, beasts, and vampires alike merged into one crimson flood.
For centuries afterwards, scholars would argue whether the river of blood had truly formed. Pharaohs answered only with silence.
They essayed it.
That was enough. The frenzy lasted for hours.
No one could stop it, not the magi, not the demons.
Not even the vampires themselves. The bloodlust consumed reason, consumed discipline,
Consumed victory.
the world itself seemed to be drowning. And perhaps it would have
Had the Highlanders finally.
broken.
As dawn approached, exhausted survivors stumbled amongst mountains of dead. Many no longer knew their names. Some had fought for days without rest. Others had forgotten which side they belonged to.
And then he appeared, the greatest swordsman who ever lived. No herald announced him,
No title accompany him.
no boast escaped his lip.
He simply walked, and where he walked,
Bodies fell,
vampire after vampire perished.
monsters that had butchered armies moments before were cut down as though the night itself had offended him.
A path opened, a bloody road carved by steel, and bursting into violence, like a dam breaking, like vengeance itself. The vampires, for the first time that night,
retreated.
Yet still the demons had not moved, though they possessed superior numbers, though they had every reason to abandon the dying they had held.
Savagely defending each fallen brother. Their own highlander first and sat endured the blurrings of fellow highlanders since the first hour of battle, and now,
At last, openings appear. The vampires had overextended. The highlanders had scattered the enemy. The magi had exhausted themselves. Everyone was bleeding. Everyone was tired. Everyone thought the worst had passed. They were wrong.